JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. October 29th, 2024. Gonna be a really quick rant. Don't have much time. I'm gonna talk about the market, some of the names I'm looking at, go from there. But take a look at S&P futures, slightly in the red here. ES minis down about 0.2% after yesterday's somewhat lackluster session. Markets opened at highs. S&P pretty much right at the height of the session at the open, then kind of chopped around for most of the day, then pulled back at the end, closing almost near the lows, but albeit still up 0.27% to the upside, despite the yields continuing to rise. The 10-year rose again, and then this morning we have just a little pull in the futures, and the VIX is back over 20. So uh, we'll find out next Tuesday if it's some of this is a function of the elections, because once we get certainty from the uncertainty, sometimes that removes some of the VIX, some of the volatility or implied volatility that's playing into the election, and then we'll see if yields is based on fiscal policy by whatever. So I'm still a little cautious here until those come in. So you'll start coming down. Mortgages hit back over 7% first time since the start of the summer in June. So that doesn't bode well either. But I guess that leaves opportunity considering what all that backdrop, all the geopolitical tensions, everything, and the market's still right near all-time highs. So has been proven to be resilient, and until that changes, it's tough to get negative, right? But at the same token, still watching support. So 578 breaks on the SPY today. I might look for some hedge puts. And then after the close today, we have earnings kicking off. Well, I would say earnings, but the 5 of the 7 magnificent 7, I think it's like $14 trillion of market cap report. 24% of the S&P is in those 5 names. So Google will be first. Things to watch for on Google. It's probably going to be a solid report, but last quarter, and I think it's going to be a lot of these names. It's all going to be the spend on AI. How much are they spending on infrastructure and cost to scale out AI? So that'll be the big number to look at. How much are they spending? So you might actually see sympathy moves in some of the AI names. The semi names, NVIDIA, AMD, which AMD reports this week. But you have Visa, CMG, Snapchat, Google report, and then we start getting the other 2 more tomorrow and then 2 more on Thursday. So that's the overall market, 585, 578, the areas I'm watching, support resistance. And the other thing is small caps, great outperformance yesterday. Hopefully that continue. I'm not going to knock on wood, so I'm not going to jinx it. All right, so now individual names, and first I'll talk about Travel Zoo rallied. It almost tested $18 yesterday before pulling back, closing up nearly 13% at 1739. No news, no catalyst, no upgrade, no filing, no insider buy. Just pretty remarkable. I mean, the thing is, it's not the most liquid name, but you take a look at the volume over the last 4 sessions, and yesterday was nearly 500,000 shares. I posted this earlier and last week. Travelzoo traded 3 million shares for the entire month of September. That was the entire trading volume for the stock. So to see some churn here, that to me, that's a good thing. It means, one, we're churning out sellers, right? And it's had support. So I think that bodes well for more upside. This morning, for some reason, the ask was down at 1688. I don't know if that was someone playing shenanigans or what have you, but was able to lock some of my 1750s in for 400%. I actually went and got some Novembers, right? Just inexpensive, just to play for more follow through. And then I might look for a December and March strikes. They don't have any Januaries yet or Februaries. Hopefully they start opening that up. But the CBOE actually came out overnight, added more strikes for the December options. And they also added $35 calls. So I mean, is that a sign of things to come? I don't know. But it's a illiquid name, so to see the CBOE adding strikes like that on an illiquid name, I think that bodes well. But anyway, you know my thoughts. We'll see if we get continuation today. I'll wait for 18 to break before I add some higher strikes or later dated strikes. SE announced their earnings date this morning. It's November 11th, right? What, 8? Yeah, so I think it's 2 Mondays from now. Flat as a pancake the last couple sessions. Asian markets were up overnight, so hopefully that can kind of put a little wind in its sails. Once it breaks over 102 or so, I'll look for more strikes. This time to encompass earnings. So I have the strikes I have will not encompass earnings right now. VKTX disappointing, just like it looked like it was going to break out in the morning, all the way up to over $81. Then it gave it all back in typical VKTX fashion. Only down, I say only down 4% because it was up 18% the week before. I want to see it back over 75. If you can get back over 75, I think it'll rally into the weekend. It's the obesity week. Not going to add anything to what I have. I'll just hold. It's too volatile to try and trade that now, so I'll just hold on those. Roku report earnings tomorrow after the close. I was looking to get some strikes and was hitting highs in the morning, dipped all the way back under 76. Um, and then, still close up 1%. Not much for the premiums. Maybe today will be the day to add some strikes to play for premium build. That's Roku. Win also announced their earnings date yesterday after the close. They'll report earnings Monday. If it breaks over $100 and holds in the after, like 10, 11 o'clock, I'll look for some more strikes to add to my November 15th. China stocks, and I would say that they're back, but China markets didn't rally 3, 4, 5% overnight, but maybe they found the bottom here. And you look at a name like Baidu back over its 50-day moving average at 92.44. It's gapping up here in the pre-market. They don't report earnings till the end of the month. I think it's November 21st. So maybe some time. Maybe it gets back over $100. Don't be surprised if I just add just a small position. Maybe the monthlies, the November 15th, to play for move back to 105 or so in the coming days and weeks. I don't want to go on a rant. I don't have time right now to talk about Baidu. And I think that's it. I'm trying to think of some of the other names. Clear Secure got a price target upgrade. It was gapping in the pre-markets at 36.20 here. It closed 36.11. I don't see any news or whatever, but I think the travel sector's whole. I think that whole side of it is Expedia bookings. It's just doing so well. These names are going to continue to head higher. Yeah, take a look at cryptocurrency. The Bitcoin in particular, just remarkable, 71,000. I remember, I don't know, it was 2012. I was staring at it, and there was no exchanges back then. You just watched it on some of these sites, right? And I had some at 200. I have to go back and check. I have stories and rants for other days about cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin in particular, but just amazing. I mean, everything's about to hold, right? It's very easy to have an opinion on something. But then even if you're right, unless you're holding, what's it matter, right? So, but seeing some of these names, I mean, MSTR, someone came out with a short piece on that one back in the summer. Hopefully they covered. That was pre-split. And then you see Coin and all these other names. Anyway, let's have a great day, folks. About 20 minutes to open. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll.